And we're live again. Yep. So we should be good to go here for
All
this
right, man,
match.
and our next game is going to be Envy versus Internap. iNap. This should be a good game. Two solid teams here, certainly. Some teams that these are some names that people will recognize on both of these teams. Some guys have been around playing in other teams and in these teams, and so we should be about ready to go pretty soon. Well, they're getting everybody to join, but one thing I must say about Jim Christ and the crew, they're handling this thing very well as far as getting the people in to play, and usually it's the players that are having issues and not the casters, or at least the players are having issues, and then that covers up some of the issues that we're having. But anyway, thanks for bearing with us, y'all. I think we've got it sorted for the most part as we're about to get going. But wow, that first game, now that was in the, I hate to say losers bracket, I hate that, let's say lower bracket. But that was UFR versus Flag Trotters. UFR with a 2-point lead right there at the end. What, there was like 2 minutes left to play. So, and now then Flag Trotters came through with a couple of quick caps to put it into overtime and get the last one for the win. It was very impressive.
It definitely was a spectacular game. Just reminds me why I love Tribe's competitive play so much.
Yeah, because anything can happen, and we've certainly seen a lot. Believe it or not, this is not our first Tribes cast. We have seen quite a few, and we've covered a couple of New Bloods tournaments, and this is almost like a third New Bloods, at least spiritually, as far as some of the stuff that is. Wait a minute. Okay, they're playing. It's 7-on-5, but I'm thinking that they will probably restart the map. We don't have everybody in for iNap just yet. Looks like the whole Envy team is here.
It doesn't matter. They have chicken and waffles on their team. They've got this. They can handle
Oh man,
this.
do you remember
easy.
Yeah, you remember that New Bloods tournament where we had never said, I think he was playing, was he playing on Emporium? I can't remember the name of the team that he was on. But and yeah, he was doing all that infiltrator stuff on the stand. He was their sole offensive clear pretty much for his team, just doing it with an infiltrator and really hassling the other team. We were just like, wow, this guy's gonna be somebody to watch for. And several of the players that we saw in that first week of New Bloods ended up being people that have become fixtures of the scene, so to speak. So it's good to see some of these names staying around and being part of the scene as it grows, and it is growing. So with this NA Tribes tournament, which is going to be a big deal, going all month, and Monday through Thursday, I think every night there's some sort of tribes going on. So lots to check out. And yeah, for all the people that said Tribes was dead, it's not quite dead just yet. I mean, it hasn't even been out a year, y'all. I mean, let's give it a little bit of time before we put it to rest completely. And yes, it looks like Permafrost will indeed be the next map.
Very excellent.
Because I believe this one is from the winners bracket. I believe we were alternating back and forth, if I understand correctly. Now, I have never personally myself casted a game on Permafrost, so this will be a new experience for me as well.
Yeah, I'm excited to see these two teams play on it. It definitely plays out like fun in pubs, but yeah, we'll see how it actually works out in these situations if the teams are able to make it out of that little confined box of a base.
Yeah, that does change things up a little bit. And I'm told in chat that Shaz Butts was Chicken and Waffles team. Thank you for that. Yeah, we've seen the names change. We've seen some teams come and go, and some we're sad to see go. But we're seeing these new teams form, and I can't remember how many they had sign up, but it's basically a two-pronged thing here, the NA Tribes. There's the Invitational, the former Gymvitational, if you will, where the top teams, so to speak, are invited to play. And then there's the House League, from which sort of was what they envisioned for New Bloods in the first place. I think was some sort of a permanent league type of thing where if you're a new team, you go in and you play and you compete, and hopefully you keep on going to the point to where you make it to the invitational sections. So things are definitely starting to move along as far as the long-term plans for the game, and also just new maps. Here we are on permafrost, and I think this thing may be about to get underway because it looks like both teams have their entire lineup here. For Envy, it's Googly, James, Eckergy, Zoot, VFG Trey, Lufa, and Fingerstyle. And I hope I didn't get somebody or miss somebody there because the names keep flipping around. For Internap, it's GSTM, Peen Spritz, Expect, Chicken and Waffles, Rincewind, Mog, and Simtex. So some names you know there. And we are about to get this thing started. And I'm glad.
4, 3, 2,
So much.
1.
And then we can test our new, speaking of technology, we've got a fancy new technology. I want to shout out to Dodge Pong and the crew that's been doing all sorts of cool stuff tonight. And I know some people were like, yeah, they would like to see him here today. But he can't do them all, man. So sometimes you got to go back to the old schoolers, and here we are. And but we do have some new technology on display tonight, our audio instant replay feature. I will be demonstrating that in a few, hopefully, when big plays start getting made. And it shouldn't take long for that to happen, as both teams are setting up their offense here. Peen Spritz is going to be setting things up. Chicken and Waffles may be doing some capping here. And he is. He's at least at the flag stand to try to break things up for Mog to get the grab. And Mog is going to get loose with very little injury to self, as he is, at almost full health here. And taking the long way around, there is a quick pop and drop that is returned on the other side. But Mog is holding this one for Internap, and he's going to try to get back. And it's looking like his stand is pretty clear. There's one guy there, James, to try to break it up, and he's going to go ahead and go for the E-grab here. In traffic, taken out, returned in midair. Yep, and Mog is going to run across and get the cap. 1-0 now as everybody suicides out. A well played on the stand there for Internap. They had the numbers, but they still had to get it done, and they did.
Yeah. Looks like NV was just a little bit quicker off the stand, or I mean iNap. But
yeah, the name comes from Internap, of course, the providers of fine hosting for Hi-Res and other fine companies, and so it's a tribute to them and their work, as I understand it. And Envy, I guess, is just Envy. So, but either way, I'm looking at their stand. Googly and Fingerstyle are going to try to fight off these guys coming in now. And I have to say, iNap does have some pretty good clearage here, coordination-wise, but it's not enough to get Mog much further than right over the hill, and Fingerstyle is going to return this. It is still 1-0 as everybody K's out. Here's our first grab, I think, for... Well, actually, the first one to go much farther than right off the stand for Envy. And Rincewind is going to camp this out for iNap, as it is just sitting, and they're just going to hang on to it for now. Plenty of time left, and now the return is made, and we're still looking at a 1-0 game. And we're very early on here. A lot has happened in 3 minutes of game time for this map. I mean, this is a bigger map, so... bigger than some of the others. It seems like the trend, man, is going towards these bigger maps anyway.
yeah, it seems like they're starting to listen to the more experienced players out there, and their requests for larger maps with bigger hills, faster routes.
And speaking of Internap, I think we're still having frame issues. I don't know. It looks okay here, but I think other people are saying we might be having some issues.
Hopefully that'll go away. Nope, it's not going away.
Well, Chicken and Waffles is here with a grab, and he's at the creativity wall. He's going to battle it out 1v1 with Goofy here, and it looks like he got, he manages to at least he dropped the flag and just killed Googly, and is going to go ahead and pick it back up now. So Chicken and Waffles just hanging out in the backfield here, and Fingerstyle is going to come and go at him here, and the flag is loose. James will pick up on the other side. Mog is going to pick it up for iNap. Now in traffic a little bit here, getting some hassle from Fingerstyle. The other flag is returned, so this is the only flag out. He's got Eckergy on one side of it, Fingerstyle on the other. He is shot, and this one is going to bounce loose. And the Envy team is all over this, so this one will be returned. Oh, wait, they're getting a little bit of hassle here. Expect is coming in, and he's going to take out some of this opposition now. And he and Peespritz coming in. Peespritz taken out by Lufa, but Expect is behind him in the Juggernaut, picking it up, doing the jug cap, looking for some help here, and he's getting it. Mog is coming up to try to push these guys off. Zoot is there, and he's got a little bit of escort now as he's making his way back to the stand. VFG Trey is going to make a grab for Envy. An E-grab will keep this point from getting scored. And nope, that's the only flag out in the field now. And he is on his way back to the stand where there is no one waiting for him from the iNap team. So this could be a tie game here. Simtex and Mog trying to come in and crash. Are they going to get there in time? Nope. And it's going to be 1-1. And this one ties up as we are 5.5 minutes in.
Yeah, that was some clever what's the invisible class? God, how did I forget? Infiltrator. That was some clever
yes.
infiltrator play. Yeah, there that returned that flag there. Great move.
Yeah, we've seen the Infiltrator become a pretty important part of teams' repertoires. And shout out to APC. He kind of originated a lot of that, and especially on standoffs and things like that. And we see a lot of teams use that style now. And you can do a lot with that class, especially on those kinds of situations where they may not be looking for a guy that's cloaked coming in. And now Envy is fighting off a lot of hassle on their stand, and they're going to stop a cap from being attempted here. And looking at the iNap stand, it's pretty clear right now. Zoot is the only one, and there's James. He's doing a little bit of that infiltrator business behind him there. Simtex on the stand is probably going to be his target to try to clear things off for his capper. And right now it's going to take a little bit for both these teams to get their guys in and get things happening to get a cap going. But again, iNap setting theirs up. Chicken and Waffles is going to get there a little bit behind Mog, and Mog is going to get loose with it though. He is not much help, but that was just enough clear to distract him enough for him to get loose with this. And it is the only flag out in the field, and he's going to need some help from his team here. Zoot is going to meet him beforehand, and he's going to suicide punt this over his head, and it is bouncing in the air now. Chicken and Waffles picking it up, looking for some help. Got it, and he's going to keep going here, but oh no, who got him? Somebody got him. There's so much happening right there. And Peespritz is going to keep it going, though, picking it up. The pop and drop on the other side is still hanging loose in the field. They're probably going to time return this as Peespritz is going to get there. The return is made. Oh, but the flag is dropped. But who is going to? They still have it. Picking it up now, Lufa with a grab and a drop. They're going to have to go out and pick this up. And the return now, Chicken and Waffles is going to do the honors of getting the cap. They had a lot of pressure there and delaying the inevitable as they tried to push it back to the base and finally did. 2-1 now in favor of this iNap team.
Yeah, we're still dropping a lot of frames. I'm not sure if we should restart now and try and fix the issue or just wait for the next round.
I'm not sure, man. What do you think it is? Is it internet related or?
It looks like my internet is just being extremely unreliable. It's dipping in and out very drastically.
Oh, great. Well, have you tried turning it on and off, sir? Have you turned off the porn portals that are torrenting in your house?
Yeah, thanks, Winters.
Those are the first two things I always check. And there's VFG Trey with a grab, but he is shriked almost immediately. and Rincewind is going to camp this out and return it. So in between the missed frames, you're probably not missing much right now. They are about to, okay, yeah. So we'll probably be finding somebody else to try to pick things up here on the stream after this round. But we're going to at least try to finish this one out as 15 minutes remain. And Envy and iNap are playing a pretty good round of Permafrost. Are we still in, or?
Yeah, we're still in. We're still live. Last I
Okay,
checked.
I feel live, yes. Well, you know, that's the internet, man. We'll blame iNap, right? Not the team, but the provider. As VFG Trey is going to get a grab here for Envy, and he's way up high in the air, though. This may be tricky for him, and that puts you in a lot of potential danger from not only chain fire, but these snipers. And he almost gets shriked, and somehow he managed to avoid the incoming shrike. Very nicely done. He's going to take a long punt here and get it back to his stand. And a lot of Envy guys, a lot of red, and Chicken and Waffles is going to try to move in and sneak underneath them and get this return. But no, Eckergy and Simtex is there too. iNap guys are all over the place. He's going to try to punt this loose, but they may get a return here. They're all over it. Lufa in the middle of all that. Lufa picks it up. Expect with an E-grab for iNap on the other side of the base now. Lufa has dropped this one. It is bouncing free. VFG Trey now. Now's Lufa again. Now he's taken out. Zoot's going to have to try for it. It's just sitting here. Fingerstyle is going to pick it up, and he's going to get the cap. They got a return on the other side, and that's going to tie it up at 2-2. Lots of play on the flag there, resulting in Envy tying this thing, and we are still lots of time left on the clock, 14 minutes, as it's 2-2 now. Nice play by Envy there. Just pushing it as a team, you know, getting it there, getting it to your bunched up guys, and just getting them to move as a force to get in.
Yeah, and iNap definitely didn't make it easy on him. There was how many red guys there? 5, maybe, just kicking around the flag.
Yeah, and that's one thing. You know, the game, we saw a lot of people were griping about the D stack, you know, the defensive turtle kind of play, because it works. You know, a good defense is a good offense a lot of the time. But, you know, not as fun to watch and play, you know, in most cases. And so we're seeing teams make more of an effort to play some offense, to push an offensive stack, and to try to get some flag movement a little more, and I think that's good for the game and good for spectatorship, but also makes it more interesting as players, hopefully. And it definitely makes for more of the flag moving back and forth, especially on a big map like this, man. Because you know, on a larger map, it's really easy to work your defense and use that terrain to your advantage to kind of keep these guys away.
Yeah, Zoot right now flying in the Shrike.
Yeah, we're seeing a little Shrike play. Haven't seen any Beowulfs or grab cycles, but at least we're seeing Shrikes again. So, one step at a time, right? Of course, I don't know what you'd do with a Beowulf out here. You know, so just lob shells from a distance. But the iNap crew is in trying to get a crash, as Mog is going to come in for the grab, and they did a good job of getting him loose, but he is sniped. Eckergy got him with a long-range pickoff there, and almost a mid-air return, but not quite. And it's close enough that there's a couple of guys there for Envy, and Googly is going to do the honors of camping and or returning it. And meanwhile, a grab on the other side by Trey is going to turn into a point as he does that, and it makes it 3-2 now. And Envy takes the lead. I believe that's the first lead they've had in the game.
Yeah, after that incredibly fast. No, they got the first point, didn't they?
Oh, they might have. I don't know. My short-term memory, they say it's the first thing to go. So.
I'm sorry. Maybe I'm wrong. Probably.
Oh, I doubt it, man. But either way, it's still a low-scoring affair at the moment. And, again, it takes a while for the offensive plays to develop. You want to get your guys in early to crash the stand or at least distract a little bit. And we're seeing Chicken Waffles with a grab and a drop. And I'm looking on the other side on the iNap stand. They were getting some hassle. Who is that? Somebody is juggernauting. That's looks like Lufa is there. And they're just throwing some Merv spam at them to try to loosen them up a little bit here. And there comes James on the other side of that stand. He will most likely be coming in for a grab. And right now, both stands are fairly clear. No, there's one in the air, and it is returned. And now both stands are fairly clear. Yeah, Chicken Waffles and Peen Spritz are there for iNap to try to crash in on the NV stand, and Mog is going to get a grab, but this one is not going to go far. It is right outside of the vehicle pad, and so we will see how they choose to play it. James with the grab on the other side. I thought they might try to punt this one like into the base or something, but they're probably going to go for a timed return here, but they're not going to get a chance to, as Peen Spritz is going to get a return. And that's going to leave that's the only flag out in the field, the one over here, and they have indeed punted it into the base there. So always a good spot to put it, especially when you're getting the kind of pressure on the stand that they've been receiving up to this point.
VFG Trey's just setting up for his route.
Yeah, and there's a one of those fractals coming in from a brute fractal. We don't see those very often, or we didn't used to see them as often. But the brute is another one of those classes that's sort of come back in style, if it ever was in style. So, we're seeing a little bit more different classes being used. And at least we're back to light capping again. Kind of went to medium capping for a minute there. And it was almost like the old days with the scramblers and so forth. But the Envy guys are now crashing onto the iNap stand, and that's going to give VFG Trey a chance to at least grab this and take it about where, again, at the vehicle pad. So Zoot is going to try to pick it up, though. He's got to battle Rincewind before he can, and Rincewind's going to get the better of that. And Simtex is going to camp it for his team, and they're just going to go ahead and make the return and suicide out. It is 3-2 right now, and Envy is in the lead. 8.5 minutes remain on this round of Permafrost here on NA Tribes, our second NA Tribes season. So things are moving. And both these teams are hoping to get some movement here as they push in, and we see them set up now. They are sending several people from both sides to try to push in. It looks like the iNap team will get there to crash before the MV team will. So we'll look over there and see how close they are to doing so. We see Mog cresting the hill coming in on his route. As this does limit your routes a little bit, the way the stand is set up, so that at least gives them an idea of where you're coming from. And they saw Mog coming in all the way, and they're going to go ahead and get this one returned, and stays at 3-2 for the moment. As we'll see if these guys switch anything up and make some adjustments here in the second part of the round to try to switch things up.
It does seem like iNap is playing without their capper right now, having some connection problems.
Well, yeah, aren't we all? Yeah, but yeah, you are correct, sir. They are playing with 6 right now. iNap a man short, and yeah, if you're going to lose somebody, you don't want it to be your capper. So that could be an issue.
They do have a sub, and hopefully they'll bring him in shortly.
They've asked for a timeout and are told there are no timeouts in Tribe. So that really puts them in a tight spot. They are down by 1 at the moment in points as well as personnel. So this could be a factor in how the game, I mean, this is time that they're having to play shorthanded, that they could be trying to put some offensive pressure on, and they're kind of having to back up a little bit in absence of that player. And he is back. Oh, IndyCore has come in. Well, a new challenger appears as VFG Trey gets another grab for Envy, and he's going to get to the green rib cage, as he's got a clear stand, man. There's nobody that, well, wait, there they are. They suddenly appeared on my screen. And wow, what a return was made there, mid-air. And that point that looked like it was going to be a point was not a point.
IndyCar with it. Now moving down. He is going to be taken out.
Yep. And this one is going to sit in the field, and it is returned. Now let's test out our audio instant replay. And it is returned. There it is, your audio instant replay, courtesy of your friends at IBN. You know, this is our, there's a reason they don't put us on the main Tribes of Sin channel very much, I suppose. But hey, we can't help it, man.
It's fantastic.
You play the cards with which you are dealt. And both these guys, both these teams, are looking to deal a few more hands before this round is up, as they've got plenty of time to do it. 5 minutes left. We are at the 5-minute mark. And Pete Spritz coming in to try to break things up a little bit. And now Chicken and Waffles coming in for iNap. A lot of action on the stand here. They're going to take out Googly there. Fingerstyle is still there to battle him. And he's going to have to dive and go underneath that fractal, as VFG Trey does get the grab on the other side, but he is quickly taken out. And they're going to go ahead and return this. Both flags reset at the 4:40 mark. And we are still at 3-2. So, and I hate to make any predictions at this point, man, because after that last game where the team was down 2 with 2 minutes left, I mean, you know, you hate to speculate too much. But IndyCar is going to get a little ways at this before he sniped, and the flag is returned, though. And it is now still, we're still pretty much where we were. But both teams are getting some rotation in and out, getting some guys onto the stand, and getting some pressure. So there is a chance that things could just suddenly spark to life for either one of these teams. It's still too close to call.
Yeah, and when that does happen, it's definitely going to swing one side's way. It just matters about taking out the sniper at the exact right moment.
Yeah, that's one
there,
thing. Yeah,
that
that
VFG Trey before he could even make a round.
yeah, that something that didn't change throughout all the Tribes games we play is that sniper is very, very important and can really change the momentum for you. And now Zoot, I'm watching Zoot fight it out with Simtex here, and Rincewind is going to get him from a little bit of distance there. So that pretty much cancels out what they were doing on the stand. They'll have to reset and try to start something else up. And we'll look on the other side here and see what's happening. It looks like both stands are pretty clear for the moment, and nobody's getting in too much of a hurry, although we are under 3 minutes left here on Permafrost. And if people thought Permafrost was not going to be exciting, boy howdy, it's been pretty much a barn burner so far, as much as a 3-2 game can be. These guys are getting some good clearage and some good movement off the stand, and now I'm looking at them, they're starting to push in. Both teams have their guys at about the halfway point, looking to get the timing just right on this one. And here comes iNap now. Chicken and Waffles leading the way with Expect and Peen Spritz. They are going to try to break things up. Zoot and Googly are going to battle them here. And already there's lots of nuggets all over the place as bodies are flying. And where is their capper? It's about time for somebody to come in. There's IndyCar. He will be coming in to do the honors, it looks like. And Googly and Fingerstyle trying to fight these guys off. It's 3-on-1 right now as IndyCar comes in. You see a really good clearage there for iNap, and that's going to give IndyCar a chance to get loose with good speed, good health. And VFG Trey with a grab on the other side, and that one is dropped. And if they can get a return here, they could tie this thing up very quickly. And they are going to get that return. And now here's a chance for IndyCor. They are going to try to crash the stand here, Fingerstyle and Lufa. Are they going to get in? No, they are not. It's going to be a cap, and it's going to tie this thing up at 3 with less than a minute and a half left to go. We are falling down to another exciting finish here in our second and probably last game of the night. Somebody else will probably be on after us. Sorry, folks. But anyway, we are down to a minute, and that sets the table for an exciting conclusion to this one. And yeah, I told you it was going to be exciting. I did predict that. I couldn't predict the winners of any of these games, but I could certainly predict that it's going to be fun. And so far it has. I don't mean to say that with questioning in my voice, because it certainly has. As we may be looking at a second overtime game here in a row, as we're starting to see the Envy Crash team coming in. Zoot and Lufa are there. James is there. They're going to put the pressure on now. Rincewind, Simtex trying to fight them off. Battle going on. Good timing here for their capper to come in. And see who else is there. Fingerstyle on his way, possibly? Nope. And on the other side, I see IndyCor running to make that grab here. And he's going to get off the stand and not much further. VFG Trey is going to get this one and return it. We are going to our second overtime of the second game of this evening.
Yeah, VFG Trey, he could have finished things out if he hadn't messed up his route. He just came in slightly to the left of the flag and just had to suicide out.
Yep, we've seen a few where they just kind of K out, where it's not like they like it, or like that, not where they were wanting to be. And especially, with now you've got an hour of overtime, theoretically, but it doesn't normally work that way in practice, and we're glad for that. But what it does give these guys is an opportunity to kind of settle down and really build an offensive idea to try to get their guys loose. And VFG Trey is going to do just that for Envy, but it is dropped quickly. And again, where are the cappers? That one's going to go ahead and be returned. And now IndyCor comes in with the grab for iNap. Here's their chance. No, he is taken out. Peen Spritz picks it up, though, and keeps it going. He's got people all over him, though, and he's just going to try to punt this one as far as he can before he goes down. But the Envy team is there, and Zoot and Fingerstyle there. Zoot with the return, and we are still tied at 3. But it's just like that, man. One of these teams is going to make a break for it, and they're going to get that crucial point and win this game. And that's just how the game works. As we see again, Envy crashing on the stand here. There's VFG Trey, not in a hurry here, but he's taken out James, Zoot, and Lufa, all there still trying to get something going. James is going to just try to llama this one off the stand. Simtex getting in front of him, and he's got him down to no health, and that's going to be returned as well. And 2 minutes into our 60-minute overtime, and still tied at 3.
IndyCor is setting up for his run. Flag stand looks like it's being put under pressure.
Yeah, we've seen IndyCor play very well in games before, and he had to come in with there was a ping issue, or somebody got dropped, and the IndyCor is going to drop this flag, though, and it is going to be returned. But yeah, he wasn't in the original lineup, but after who was it? It was Moog.
Moog.
Yes, and he dropped, so they got IndyCor to come in, and he picked up right where they left off, and they've kept it going, but it's still tied at 3. So we'll see if they change anything about how they send guys in. I see James waiting here for Envy. He's in that infiltrator again, and he's probably going to wait for the rest of his guys to make a more concerted effort at the push, and here they come to do so. Looking on the other side, pretty quiet as well so far. Permafrost, man. It takes a while for it to get there, but it looks cool. It is a cool looking map. I like the snowy tundra kind of maps like this.
Certainly does look well. I expect putting in some pressure now. Nobody looking to come in though. Cap IndyCar is way far away.
Yeah, both teams a little bit more deliberate with their offensive style right now, and they can afford to be, because of course this next point is the game point. So they want to make sure that they've got everything, all the I's dotted and the T's crossed, or vice versa, however that works. However the grammar in North America would choose to play. VFG Trey with a grab here is is he going to get loose with this? He's at least going to get it. No, not very far. And they're going to go ahead and return this. And both flags reset with only 55 minutes and 44 seconds left on the clock. IndyCar, the pop and drop is going to bounce up. And is somebody going to be there to pick that up? Nope, VFG Trey is going to pick it up and return it, and K out suicide. And wow. Again, still waiting on that one big point to come in, and a whole almost an hour in which to do it. That'd be funny, man. They're trying to rush us, and then we do it like an hour on their channel.
Yeah, no, I can't do an hour of no scores and tribes. Somebody better cap it.
Well, I've done it before, but yeah, maybe it won't come to that this time.
Oh, brings all sorts of bad flashbacks of Rain Dance.
We have seen some long, almost interminably long rounds of Rain Dance in competition, but at least we've seen some close ones too. So, and you can't get much closer than tied. And now Expect is going to make a low-speed grab from the Raider. He wasn't really expecting to, I don't think, but he's at least going to get this one moving and get it off the stand. But the Envy team is all around this, and it's well camped now. So that one's not going to go anywhere, and Googly's going to kick it around for a little bit while his team sets up. And that's the only flag out in the field at the moment. And looking at the stand on the other side, it is pretty empty right now. So they will, yeah, here they come now. They're at midfield and setting up now. I see Zoot waiting on the guys here. And as time ticks down, yeah, that's going to go ahead and get returned automatically. The good old automatic flag return. 53 minutes remain. So
IndyCar's got a clear shot here. Just making it out. Googly is going to chase him, but and gets the perfect grenade.
Very nice there. But IndyCar, he was conked, but he's going to be able to, he's got some help now, and he's going to pick it up. But he is sniped by Eckert. He got a good snipe on him there. Peen Spritz, his escort, is trying to keep this alive, though, in the midst of like 3 Envy guys. That was going to be a tough one to try to overcome, and he doesn't quite make it. It was a good effort, but it is returned. And again, we are still tied at 3. For those of you listening audio only or whatever.
Yeah, not sure where this game is going. GSTM has been doing some really great work on the sniper there in all the critical plays. Whenever it's down to the wire, he seems to be there.
Yeah, both these teams have really gotten some good assists from their snipers, their sentinels. So that is a good thing to have, especially when these guys are coming in on these runs like that. IndyCar was trying to make a grab, and I don't know if he just didn't like the look of it, or if he just missed it or what, but he's going to K out and go for another one here. Or maybe his clearage team wasn't where they wanted to be there. I'm not sure, but it still results in the game remaining at the same score with 52 minutes left in overtime. And the Shrike comes out. VFG Trey is going to hassle the stand with it as he's turning and burning here, now coming back around, trying to get some of this base asset stuff out of the way of the iNap stand. And he appears to be the only one there in the vicinity for his team to try to do that, as they're dropping an inventory station or two as they're setting up for a more defensive effort here, which, you know, there's not much offense to stop at the moment. IndyCor does try to get a grab for iNap, and he is quickly taken out and returned. James with a grab and a drop on the other side, just as I looked to this side, and that one is going to be returned as well. VFG Trey with a grab, though, again, to keep it going, and this could be a chance for Envy. He's managed to get at least to midfield, and he's got a disc jump going there. He doesn't have a lot of health, but he is seeing his stand in sight, and there appears to be nobody there from iNap. Now here comes Peen Spritz to try to, is he going to make the E grab? It looks like he's going to go for it at least, and VFG Trey is going to punt it to the stand. It doesn't quite make it. It's going to land there. Simtex is close by. They do get a return of the flag, and wow, who got that? That must have been Simtex that got that, and all of a sudden, another point that was coming close to being scored is erased from the would-be board, and we are tied at 3 with 50 minutes left in overtime. Not 15, but 50. Something's got to give.
Man, when Rincewind was coming in, I thought for sure he was going to take out ZFG Trey, but the turret shot just knocks him straight down. They had repaired their generators just in time to take him out.
Yeah, so some good individual players on these teams. These are both some pretty solid lineups here, and it's just going to come down to who gets that well-coordinated run at the right time, or dumb luck. You never know. But on a map like this, maybe it's better on the bigger maps because it sort of makes it where you that luck doesn't come into play as much. You've got to really do a long and concerted push to get the flag all the way back to your base. I don't know. That may be just an observation. VFG Trey with a grab, and that is conked immediately. And who's going to get this? Fingerstyle is going to pick it up. He's got dudes all over him. I count 5, I think. There were like 5 guys. And the Shrike grab from midfield, we don't see that very often. Usually they try to do it at the base. I don't think he was really going for a Shrike grab as much as a Shrike, oh my God, I'm the last guy left here, I might as well go ahead and get out of this thing and try to grab it type of grab. But either way, it doesn't quite make it, and 48 minutes remain over.
Well, there's 12 down. Another 48 to go, yeah.
Sure, yeah. It was, what, 20% of the game of the overtime has been completed, if my math is correct. Now I'm looking at the Indy stand now. Chicken and Waffles and Peen Spritz are going to get in and do some clearage here. Googly and Fingerstop trying to fight him off. IndyCor taken out at the point of contact before he can get his mitts on that flag, and that one didn't quite go into work for him. And looking on the other side now, the Envy guys have quite a few guys on the stand, on the iNap stands, so it's look, they got good control of it here. VFG Trey, he's sort of, I don't know what happened there, if he just hit the wall or what.
I think Peen Spritz got in the way there. Just a magical body block.
Oh, I guess so, man. I just saw him bounce in the air and then suicide out. So that was an odd one. So, but again, everybody's just waiting for that good opportunity, you know, that golden chance to get that point here, and I guess that just wasn't it for him. As 47 minutes, right, not remain.
Dude, I couldn't imagine being a player in this sort of situation. It's stressful enough to play these games, but when it keeps going on, it's so close. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the tension in the respective mumbles and or team speaks, I'm sure is palpable at this moment because, as the pressure builds, yeah. And it's like that, it's different for the players. We always, I mean, there's games that we've seen that weren't the most exciting games on the outside, even that the players were having, lots of excitement doing. So this one, it's still pretty exciting. I can't say it's boring because it certainly hasn't been. Both teams getting some flag play, both teams getting some movement, but just not having an easy time getting this last point. Both teams just tightening it up here a little bit on defense as we tick down our time. 46 minutes, Freight Dot, in this overtime period. As Envy is again attacking the stand, James and Lufa, they're fighting Expect and Rincewind, and they've got a Shrike in there helping them too. As, wow, they're all over this stand. That is a very well done clear, but VFG Trey is still going to get taken out. He does punt this one, and we'll see who gets to it first. It looks like the iNap guys are indeed going to get it. So all that work, and they're just going to go ahead and get a return here. And it was nice clear work by the Envy team, but some nice work to stop them at the flag stand by iNap. So wow, both these teams playing pretty well here. Now here comes, is that Mog? Mog has returned.
Mog is back.
The return of Mog, is this going to be enough to get them the win here? A little bit of extra. This is like when was it Bill Russell coming back onto the court or whatever, as Mog is going to get loose, but he's got some chain fire all over him, and he is taken down. This one is going to bounce, and Expect is going to pick it up in traffic. He's got Fingerstyle all over him. They're going to battle it out here. He's going to suicide punt it. Fingerstyle still looking for it. Chicken and waffles. No, he's taken out by Fingerstyle. He's going to get the return. And another good play developing is stopped by the defense. Some nice work in midfield, and that was Fingerstyle doing a lot of the work there for Envy, and they stop another potential point from being scored. 44 minutes left in overtime now.
Yeah, Indy Core apparently was lagging a little bit, or having some lag issues, so they swapped Mog back in. I guess his connection sorted itself out.
Okay, see, so it's not just us. Okay.
Mog
That's always good.
Setting up.
He is setting up, but he could use some help from his guys. He went straight in for that one, and he got force fielded as I don't know where the rest of the guys were on his clear there. There's Teen Spritz. 50 Trey is going to get a grab though. He's at half health as he comes in. Less now as some of that chain fire is reaching him. And is his team going to try to meet him here? He's going to punt it to him, and Zoot is there. Is he going to pick this up? It's going to bounce into the green ribcage and down, and that's going to work in the favor of iNap, who are going to get a return as, again, another one stopped. That was looking pretty good there, and he just couldn't get that punt to go as far as he wanted. I feel like if he could have got it over that little ribcage thing a little bit, that perhaps his guys could have picked it up and kept it going, but it kept it in range for the iNap chasers for it not to do so. And 43 minutes left in overtime as we are at 3. Here comes the Envy crash once again. Lufa, James, and Zoot going up against Expect, Rincewind, and Simtex on the stand. We'll see how this one plays out, because it will probably be the first grab we'll see out of the two teams. Mog grabs, I say that, and then Mog grabs it on the other side. VFG Trey is going to pop and drop this one, and it's the same with Mog, and both these flags are likely going to get returned. Well, this one is just sitting out there, but they've got it well in hand. It's close to inside the base. It's kind of at the door here. So, and in 20 seconds it'll be back on the stand anyway. So that'll give both these teams a chance to reset their offense as we tick it down again. And these games were supposed to be played at perfect little 30-minute intervals, Freight Not, and it doesn't look like things are going to go according to plan. And so that's why I find it's good in life to not planning stuff. As we look at the crash again, and iNap is trying to get it loose here, and they do clear it out for Mog, who is going to get sniped by Eckergy, but at least he bounces it loose a little bit here, and Fingerstyle is going to be up on that one to get the return. And another return on the other side. 41 minutes remain, and here's Chicken and Waffles to try to make a difference. He's got it in hand, but he is not at a high speed grab there, so he's going to punt it up to the mountain, and he can't quite get it over the mountains like Uncle Rico with that football. And this one is going to get returned. 41 minutes left in overtime.
I'm still waiting for one of these teams to use that middle underground passageway on a route. Don't think anybody's quite taken the right direction for it.
Yeah, the routes on this that we've seen everybody using seem to be just pretty basic. Just get in and get it kind of routes, and some of those having failed, we see a lot of llama and e-grab attempts in this particular round. So, but again, not much doing. And the only flag out is the Envy flag, which is getting punted into the base once again by Googly. 40 minutes left in overtime now. This is a game in the winner's bracket, I understand. So the winner of this will keep advancing, and the loser will drop down to the lower bracket. And again, the flag is returned. There's one out in the field, though. James with a grab and a drop. And where is this thing? Zoop has it. He's going to pick it up, and let's see what he does with it here. Nope, it is returned. So again, both flags reset as we go underneath the 40-minute mark. So time moving swiftly, or as swiftly as it can, in an hour-long overtime. And we are 20 minutes into that. We have almost gone the length of an entire round here with no one scoring.
Can we just chalk this up as a win for both sides?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, we'll say it is a testament to the strength of these teams' D. and also, they are doing a good job of keeping these offensive clears from really being able to get their guys. They're getting their guys out. I mean, they're able to get out with the flag, but not with the kind of health that you like to have in hand when you're having to deal with these snipers and so forth. Now VFG Trey with a grab and a drop. Mog on the other side, however, is still in play here with the flag and 19 health. So he's got to stay out of sight of everybody. They do get a return, though. Here's a chance. Going to pass it off to Chicken and Waffles, who does have a little bit more health than Mog did. And now he's going to face Zoot, who's climbing over the hill and gets him. And are they going to get a mid-air here? This they are. Big play there. And Envy stopped the point there. VFG Trey with a grab almost simultaneously. And he's not going to make it very far with it, though. I expect is going to camp this and most likely return it. Yeah, we're seeing stuff like that, man, but then they just haven't got the juice to take it all the way. Now, Mog had some help from Chicken and Waffles, but by that time, when he came over the hill, that Envy Crash team was waiting for him.
Yeah, it's just taking them a little bit too long going on these really far outside routes to get home. Just giving iNap or Envy enough time to catch up with the cappers.
Yeah, that's true. These routes are a little bit more circuitous, I suppose. They are taking them around a little further, and by the time they get there, and then just like Mog, he was there with a grab and immediately taken out, and Fingerstyle's going to get the return there. And 37 minutes left. The suspense builds, and whoever gets this last point, it's going to be that much more of a hurting on the team that does not get that point. The more time that ticks down, the more it's just this is going to be a tough win and a tough loss, I think.
Could you imagine playing for an hour in overtime just for 1 point?
And then just one little bullshit
thrown
play
away at the end.
Yeah. That's tribes, though, man. That's part of what it's all about, and that keeps it interesting for us, certainly. And we're proud to be here on the Tribes of Sin channel. This is probably our first and last time ever on the Tribes of Sin channel. They don't usually let me on there, even though I was the 2012 Tribes Caster of the Year. Did you know that, Fred Knott?
I didn't know that.
I won a
Congratulations.
major award, yeah. I was thrilled. And you can tell by the sound of my voice. Zoot with a grab here for Envy. And Mog with the grab on the other side is looking pretty good here, and they do get a return, so this could be a possible chance. He still has it in hand. Let's give him a look now. He's got people all over him, though, and James is going to grab it for the other side. Expect out of nowhere, keeping it going for iNap, and they get a return on the other side. He's got like 5 guys on him, and is he going to get this? No. Rincewind is trying to chase it. The Envy guys are still up on it. Rincewind is killing people all over the place. Peen Sprints picks it up out of nowhere. Expect is going to pick it up on the pass here, possibly on the bounce. No, it bounces loose. Who's going to get it? They managed to clear out all those Envy guys. How they did it, I don't know, and this is a chance. This could be it here. Rincewind's got to get up and over. Nobody in the vicinity. There comes Lufa with a grab, and no, it's going to be returned. Rincewind is going to get the cap, and that's going to do it. Wow, just like that. After I say just like that.
No, not just like that, man. That was long and hard and grueling.
But what a game. It all comes down to the ending. And I think that one was a very exciting ending. So another close round. Either way you look at it, this one took a little bit longer than the other ones. But in the end, very fun to watch. Hope you enjoyed it too. And we're going to find out what's happening here and be right back, folks. Don't go away. 2 more games to go. I think this one might have delayed a couple of games a bit. So we'll find out what's happening and stay with us.